We're going to be on in just a minute. What's new? Is that a song, What's New, Pussycat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Tom Jones.
Back of the, yeah.
Oh, man, we're going
All right,
back.
we're
Back
on.
away.
Welcome to What's New. I'm Mary Ann Roth, this is Martha Riesinger, and we have two lovely guests. We have one from the Center of Life and one from the B&D, Dean. So I will let Martha take over and introduce you, and we will talk to these lovely people.
All right. First, we have Dean Pershall, and he has an Airbnb, and if anybody knows Fran Ballinger, or knew Fran Ballinger, they bought, him and his wife bought
Oh,
her
are
house.
you the ones that bought her house?
Yes. And he has an Airbnb, lives upstairs and has the Airbnb
Right, in the lower level.
in the lower level. And then we have Shirley Moore.
Yes.
And she's here for the Center for Life and the banquet. She's going to be talking about that. So, Dean, if you want to go ahead and go first.
Well, thanks, ladies, for having me back.
Well, thank you for being
Appreciate it. We
here.
had a fun time and visit the first time, and
Yes.
it's nice to be here. And
Yes.
so I appreciate the invite back to,
Absolutely.
Anytime you're welcome.
Yes.
to let you know what's up and
Right. What's going on and what's new.
and what's new.
Right. There you go. What's new?
So, we opened up last May. May 1st, we opened up in 2022. So, we're proud to announce that we're coming up on our first year anniversary. So, it went by pretty fast. Over the first year, we had 40 guests.
Whoa.
So, and they travel from, about anywhere.
All over, yeah.
So, we've had them from Florida, Tennessee, some local people that come here for weddings,
neat.
to tour the wineries and obviously,
Yes.
the downtown area. But we like to think that Fran Ballinger would be proud,
Oh, I know she would. Absolutely.
because obviously she's the one who orchestrated
Yes.
you know, preserving the history of St. Genevieve, and so now her house,
Is part of
her
that.
former house, guest people,
Right.
that come to visit St. Genevieve. So, and they, like I said, they come for a lot of different reasons.
Right.
Our proximity to the old downtown.
Yes.
And then, of course, the newer area of
wineries.
downtown.
Yes.
We're kind of right in the middle of, the hospital right there is very close by. So we've had guests stay with us that have had a knee procedure at the
Oh, my
hospital,
goodness.
and then they recover here.
I'll be darned.
So they were able to do both
Right.
right here and stay very close, so they could be at doctor's appointments and.
Right. That's good. That's
So
really
the one gentleman that we had actually worked here
Uh-huh.
at Mississippi Lime,
Oh,
and he had a knee surgery here, but they live about an hour away, so instead of commuting back and forth home
right,
and driving, which was not,
right.
they just decided to stay with us. His wife worked from home, and
Oh, that works out
so it
great.
worked out fantastic, and
Yes.
they were here with us for 3 weeks, that was our
That was
longest guest.
Yes,
It's great.
But it's nice to know it works out,
right.
you
For
know?
other than just a weekend getaway or
Right.
whatever. So how many people can you have?
It's primarily set up for 2 adults.
For 2
but,
adults, okay.
If you have some smaller children, we're
Right.
set up for that too.
Okay.
We have a playpen, a pack and play,
Okay.
and a high chair, baby dishes. I mean, we're fairly
Okay,
well
so you
set
got
up.
that, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So we have a king size bed, and then we have a queen size aero bed.
Oh, wow,
So,
You could have,
the space is about 700 square feet.
okay,
And it has a king size bed there. It's kind of it's an open
right,
concept. It has a full size bath and a kitchenette with a sink, refrigerator,
Oh, okay,
microwave, and a current coffee maker, toaster.
okay.
Well, that's nice.
So then it has all full silverware, plateware, glasses,
Okay,
all that
so all
stuff.
that stuff's there, ready.
So from that, all the way to ironing board, iron,
Oh, my
extra
goodness.
blankets, pillows. And
Yeah.
it has a full-size couch, love seat,
Oh, okay,
TV. It has a table and chairs for 4. So it's
See, it would
fair,
be.
you know.
could-
That's pretty
you could,
good
I mean,
size.
if you're a
Yes.
close enough family, you could have, I mean, it could be
Yeah.
me and my husband and my daughter and,
Grandkid, couple
yeah, or somebody,
grandkids.
yes.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
And of course, the back of the home
I was just gonna ask you.
opens up. You have your own private entrance, so you really never have any, you don't have to deal with us. You know,
Right.
It's on a lock and key, you know, your own combination.
Right.
So when you check in, you just program in your own
Oh,
code that
okay.
we give you when you check in. And you go.
Oh, that's great.
Come and go as you want.
And did you tell me you had like a fire pit out there?
We do have a fire pit out back, but we basically have about an acre out back that
Whoa.
opens up.
I didn't
Both of
realize
our
that.
neighbors have quite large, lots.
Yeah.
And I think our neighbor to the west actually has the biggest lot in the Rozier subdivision.
Oh, okay.
And that,
Okay, yeah, I guess that would be, yeah.
that was Clara and Wimpy Roth's
Yes.
old home.
Okay, okay.
So, you know, and they have a beautiful garden
Yeah.
back there and flowers, you know, that's really pretty, so.
Yeah. That's
Um,
neat.
One of the things that was kind of unique for us from being, we're not from here.
Right.
We've been, 3 years that we moved here, and we really do love it here.
That's great.
It's a great community, and, we can't imagine being anywhere else.
I know,
So, you it's
I
been
know, it
A great
is.
fit, for us.
Right.
We're glad to be here, but, one thing that's kind of, unique, we think, for St. John is like, there's no fences where we live.
There's what?
Oh,
there's no
no
fences.
fences.
Oh.
You know, in between homes and
Right.
stuff, it's kind of wide open.
Yeah.
Which, you know, when you get into the city,
It's-
everybody's all fenced in.
My daughter lives in Overland Park, and all the houses around have the fences, or
Right.
either the wooden ones or the
Chain link
chain links or
or-
whatever, yeah.
You know, nobody
Oh, yeah.
in our neighborhood really has any fences. So, you know.
That is neat, because then when you do sit out back, it's just all open.
Yeah, it's
It
just
doesn't
all-
feel like it's,
It's all grass.
But for my
that is
house,
awesome.
down,
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah,
fences.
that's awesome.
So we have, you know, last year we started really investing a lot of time in the outside and the landscape. I don't know if I talked about it the last time, but we put a new sidewalk across the back that's 60 feet long
Oh,
and
oh my
5 feet
goodness.
wide.
oh,
So it really makes it very easy to access.
yes.
And John Bales Concrete came out and put that in, and hopefully here in the next few months, you know, hopefully we can have John out and finish up the extension for the sidewalk
for
to
the
bring it up to the front.
Oh, I see.
So
Yeah,
it'll be a little more easy access for
for
that.
anybody
Um,
that, other way,
so-
if they had to be with a walker or something for some reason,
Right.
that would be better.
So we
for
put
them.
in a really nice wide sidewalk, so it makes it, you know, it's nice and smooth,
Right.
so people can roll suitcases or
Yeah,
it's
that's
easy
what I
to
was gonna say.
walk
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
you know, especially
This-
for,
Absolutely.
you know, because, you know, I know I'm not as young.
No,
as
I was
used
just
be.
gonna say, me either, and rolling that suitcase is a lot easier than carrying it.
Yes. So, and we had a landscape company out of Perryville. I take care of all the grass cutting
Right.
and stuff, but we had Kucher's Landscape out of Perryville to come out and fertilize and weed it.
Oh,
So we kind of feel that we want the property to look like
Right.
somebody wants to come to stay there.
Right, right,
You know, so we take a lot of pride in the way the property looks.
right.
Because it's just not enough to have it just
Just
okay.
your, oh, yeah, I see what you,
I don't know if you know how the Airbnb platform works.
I don't.
So basically, you know, people rent a room from you. And you're kind of relying on a 5-star review from people.
Yes,
Right.
So you don't want somebody to stay with you. I mean, you're not going to please everybody.
right, right,
But you want them to feel comfortable. I
Right.
mean, communication is a big thing.
yeah,
Especially if you're like traveling from another state, you
Right.
want to know that when
Right.
you show up, that you're the place that you
right.
booked is available and
Right.
it's easy to
Right.
check into.
Right,
I mean, you don't want your guests to be sitting outside and they can't get in.
Right.
That's the worst
Right.
case scenario. So
right,
we try to be there when people check in. Not that they may, just in case there is a problem.
right, right.
That
in
we
case-
can solve that very quickly.
Right.
And we
Right.
haven't had any yet, but you just don't know.
Right, right,
So we want to be there to make sure that people can check in. And but once people are
That's-
checked in, they settle in and
right.
they can come and go. And
Well, and you know, when it comes to like, Jour de Fête or all the new events now that they're having downtown, you know, you get somebody then, or somebody may come in just to get away.
Right.
But there could be an event going on downtown, like the music series or something like that, and it's like, oh, well, let's just go downtown, let's just go down there. And you know what, just this last year, I took my grandkids. This is awful to say, but not really awful, I shouldn't say it that way. But, you know, I just never just made it a priority to go downtown. Now, I've gone down there and go in and, you know, go in somewhere and leave and go in. But this last year, I've gone into the places. And it's just amazing. You know, I'm thinking, I wish we could have something like, well, I'm one of these people that at Christmas time, I love to see the snow, I love to see all these places decorated and all that stuff.
right.
And I always think, why can't our downtown be decorated? Why can't we do this? And just in the, you know, and I love the things on the telephone poles. So that's not going to happen anymore, but I did love those. But at least now the businesses down there are all kind of working together.
Yeah.
And they're making their shops look Christmassy, or they're having things, and they're doing that more and more during the year. This would be awesome for those people, and you don't live that far away. That
No.
if it was during the summer or something, and there were people that could walk, they could walk to town.
Yep, we have a lot of people that walk downtown because they're actually kind of surprised that we're really not that far away.
Right,
You know, and
right,
it's a really easy walk down.
absolutely. You just go
If you're
to,
strolling, we're like 10-minute walk
Right.
from downtown.
right,
So, but yeah, we have all the menus for the restaurants
oh, okay.
in the Airbnb, so, and like all the things, attractions
Right,
that are going on. I'm in the middle right now of loading up new pictures, so I'm gonna be going through some of the businesses downtown and taking pictures of their business.
oh, that's good.
So I can upload that stuff onto our website for Airbnb and then promote the businesses as well.
Oh, that would be
So people can
awesome.
see okay, well, this is going on.
Right,
You know, so it's kind of nice.
absolutely,
You know, it's one of those systems that if you can put as much information
Right.
into as you want to.
right,
In conjunction with Airbnb, we have a PMS, which is a property management system, that's called OwnerRez. So it keeps track of all of our bookings,
cool,
paperwork, what we're doing and stuff like that.
oh,
So,
that's good.
yeah, it's been fun. It's been a lot more work than you think it is. One of the things that a lot of people have questions with is a cleaning fee.
Oh.
So when you book with Airbnb, there's a cleaning fee, okay? Some people that, book with Airbnb, they're well aware that there's a cleaning fee, and some people are not that aware.
Right,
But the cleaning of the Airbnb is a lot more entailed than you think it is.
Oh, I bet it is.
So, and we run a pretty tight ship when it comes to that.
yeah,
I mean, I don't like to bring up things that happened that,
but things can happen.
I don't know if you ladies are aware recently of a child being hurt by fentanyl in an Airbnb.
Oh, no.
Because some of the dishes, I mean, so
That's
how would
somebody,
you,
somebody else,
right, somebody else had
I see.
stayed
yes.
and used the dishes, I mean, how would you know?
Right, how
So,
would you?
I mean,
You wouldn't. You
That
wouldn't.
would be devastating for
Yeah,
me
yeah.
if something were like that to happen. So, I mean, at what extent do you not clean?
Right,
So,
I see what you're saying.
we've even gone through now, and I mean, we wash all the dishes through the dishwasher because we just don't know.
Right,
So it's an extra step,
right.
but
It's better be safe
But
than sorry.
absolutely, and if I knew that, I could tell you right
That's
now, you'd be
wonderful.
the one that I would definitely, knowing that you take that much.
so, Elizabeth, Elizabeth works part-time at our community center here, and the housekeeping staff.
Okay,
So, and
so she knows.
she's
She
the
knows
one
the
who,
cleaning.
and she works very hard
Oh, I'm sure she does.
to keep it clean and, but when we get busy, we use our local laundromat here and load
Right.
everything up.
Right.
'cause, You have
You take all the.
bedding and sheets
right,
and towels and.
Right.
It's a little bit more than your
Right.
standard washing machine.
Can hold,
handle,
unless
so.
you want to wash all day long or whatever, but no, that's, so, and I always thought about, when we go somewhere, not using the motels anymore or whatever, but, so, like, if I wanted to book you, how would where would I go?
You would just go on the Airbnb platform.
Okay, so that's a national thing or
Yep.
whatever, Airbnb, okay. And I
We-
have your
Yeah,
card.
you have our
so,
card there,
yeah.
and, you can put up our phone number and stuff on there.
Okay.
And we're gonna be getting you our logo, and hopefully that will be up on your,
We could get, yes. Charlie said he'd get that up.
so we're in the middle right now, the first year of being in business, we really,
You learn.
you learn about the space and, how to, use the most out of the space that you have.
Right.
I forgot to mention one thing. We have a workstation, adjustable height workstation. So, it has a place for, where you can set your computer down. And some people like to stand.
Yes, my dog.
So it raises up so you can actually stand on it, stand up with it, or you can lower it down. It has a nice chair, and two places where you can plug your computers in, and a charging station for your cell phone.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, you really try to, you try to
Right.
pack a big punch in 700 square feet, but it's a
Right.
lot of, a lot of
Right,
stuff.
right.
We have a barbecue outside that you can
Oh, okay.
use. We have some really nice rocking chairs out back to sit out and relax.
Oh, my gosh.
So yeah, you just look for La Fleur de Lis on the Airbnb platform. On the city website too, our stuff is on there, so you can find us there.
Find it there.
And like I said, we were busy the first year getting everything up, but now we're in the process of branding ourselves.
Oh, yes.
So we had a new logo designed just a few weeks ago that we're really happy. It really looks nice. It represents our area.
Oh, that's,
Basically, it has a nice tree coming up, and we incorporated the Mississippi River flowing
Oh.
through. It has grapes and corn.
right.
And
Oh,
some of the historic buildings.
I'm
So
excited
it really
to see that.
represents the area.
Right. And you know, some people that, I was talking to somebody the other day and they said that, they were having some friends come up. It was their friend, actually, it was their friends that had a couple kids, they were gonna spend the time with them. And I told them about you, because I thought, I knew you, and I thought, well, maybe, you know, if it's just a couple of them, or I think she said it's the husband and wife and 2 kids, I think. Not little, they're middle-aged.
Yeah.
And, anyway, she was talking about, how they wanted to go to the antique mall. And I said, well, my nephew, Dean Bader, is the one that's doing that. Anyway, so now I talked to to the owners the other day, and they have both the first and second phase
Yeah.
done. And now they're working on a bar. So I'm assuming, and I didn't get to get into it, but a bar, I'm assuming it's maybe a drinking bar plus food. I'm thinking that's.
We were in there the other day,
Were you?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go down this weekend.
and it's filling up, and, just like we thought it would, and, it's nice, it's a nice thing for people to come and visit, so, again, we have enough space, so if you find your treasure at
Yes,
the
there you
antique
go.
mall, you could bring it to our
There
place,
you
and you have
go.
a place you could put it
You
away.
could have it.
So, there was
That's
something I
neat.
was gonna mention,
Well,
but,
and you could still mention, I mean. you-
yeah, I thought, I forgot.
Well, I like it. I may have made you. I have to tell you, I met Dean, through McDonald's.
Did you?
He would come by in the mornings and get a large Diet Coke. And it was so funny because he'd come through and we'd talk and I'd ask him.
McDonald's connection.
Absolutely, and he would tell me he was working on his house, but I just assumed it was, he got a house here in town and that they were just redoing the house. And then when he told me he had the Airbnb, I thought, oh my gosh, now I know why he was working on his house.
Well, I'm sorry to say that I broke that Coke connection.
Oh, no.
So
No.
I used to go to McDonald's every morning, and I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Oh, no, oh, no. Diet Cokes,
Too.
Diet Cokes, iced coffees, whatever no, we have our regular people every day.
But it was always
But-
nice to, it's always nice to meet friendly people.
Yes.
you
Well,
know,
it was just so nice to meet
so-
him, and I thought, oh my gosh, he'd be the perfect person to own one of these Airbnbs.
Well, I spent basically 25 years, I worked in the casino industry.
Oh, okay.
So, which is a pretty fast-paced
Oh, yes.
industry, and you're dealing with people all the time.
Oh, yeah.
In the best of times and in the worst.
In the worst of times.
So, there's no customer service that's quicker probably in the industry than in the casino
Right,
business.
probably not.
Because people bring their problems to you very quickly,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to be quick on your feet. Because you don't know
Right. you
what
have-
people are gonna talk about. So, it's served me well
Yeah,
over the years.
and where did you live, or where did,
We're from Colorado.
Colorado, that's what I
I
thought.
grew up in Chicagoland area.
Okay,
And when I was 23, I moved to Colorado in 1981.
okay.
So
I thought it was out west, I wasn't sure.
I spent just short of 40 years in Colorado, and it was great. We had a lot of great experiences. Did a lot of wonderful things, and
Yeah,
kind of lived my West dream. But, like all good things,
right,
I always think that change is good.
yeah,
It's good for the soul,
Right.
and it's good for your brain to learn
right.
some new things.
Right,
Um,
that's a big thing.
Our, some friends and family thought we were
Oh, I bet.
crazy. We
Where are you
thought,
going?
Why would you leave Colorado?
Right,
It's like,
right.
well, for many reasons.
Right. Why would you go to this little town that's, if you want to go anywhere, it's an hour away? But,
But that's the way Colorado life is too.
well, I would think if you got into the smaller
Right, if you get into the
communities.
smaller towns, and the outskirts of Colorado, it's a lot the same. You get smaller towns that really don't have any, supplies.
Right,
So, if
Right.
you want to go to get a pair of shoes or
right.
some new pants, you got to drive a little bit.
You're
So
right.
we're no stranger to that.
No.
We live in a little town of Canyon City, Colorado, which is probably world famous for the Royal Gorge Bridge.
Oh,
So
Okay.
that goes over the Arkansas River.
Yeah.
But it's not so famous for its prison systems.
oh,
So Canyon City has 14 prison systems.
My goodness.
ooh,
From maximum security, supermax, to minimum
Just
security
minimum.
prisons.
ooh, 14 of them.
14, yeah. Ladies,
Men?
Men, ladies, maximum,
Whatever.
minimum, whatever. So.
Or
but,
whatever.
Yeah,
Oh, well, that's good, and welcome to St. Genevieve. We're
yeah, we really
glad
love
you're
it here, and,
Oh, I'm so glad you do.
yeah, we felt like we were very blessed to have landed in a
Right.
good spot.
And then, and just to think that it's Fran's house, and then you were able to turn it into this. I know she's watching over you.
She's probably going, man.
Oh,
man."
no kidding, no kidding. Can you believe this? I wish she was here when I was here, so that could have been for me, but,
Yeah.
I'm sure she's.
Well, they said that's what happens here. That people ask you, whose house did you
Right,
buy?
right,
Or whose house did you live?
right.
So
And
I
if
guess
you say
that's-
friends, then people.
Everybody
people
knows
know
that.
Yeah, I think a lot of, there's probably not very many people in town
That
that
don't know
Fran.
that. Right, right.
Well, maybe
She
maybe
was, well.
newer folks. but-
Well, all of us, but, I'm not her age yet, but, I knew her when I was younger, so. And she was an icon for St. Genevieve. I mean, she poured her heart and soul out into it to try to make it, something. And she has. And the people that are here that are, the people that own I shouldn't say own it, but that are downtown have done so much in the last several years.
It's really come to what it was when I first moved here.
Right.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Oh, I remember what I was
Good,
gonna say.
okay.
So one of the things that surprised us over this last year were how many guests that we had through the week.
Really?
Yes,
Oh, well.
yeah.
So it wasn't just on the
No,
weekends?
it's not a weekend thing.
Oh, my goodness.
So that was the one thing that I wanted to mention, was that it's not just a weekend thing. We
Okay.
had a lot of guests check in like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh,
And,
okay.
That's great.
unfortunately, on those days, there's not much open.
Right.
No, there isn't.
So I think that, if there was a need for businesses to look at possibly a different way,
Right,
and I mean, I get it, I understand.
Right.
There's only so many hours and you can't man everything
Right.
all the time,
but if you could maybe go a half a day here or an evening here.
right?
In the morning this day and evening
I
there.
think if you notice, spend any time in the early, especially in the summertime, before noon,
Right.
a lot of people milling around. Of course, after 12, it gets too hot.
It gets too
Where-
hot and they're
yeah,
not as,
But
but you're right.
but
That's
before noon, before it gets too hot, people are out looking around and then,
Yep.
so, there's maybe, I don't know. But I think it's
Because-
something that, people should look at to see,
And
and
you-
everybody has to mold their own business plan the way,
Right.
what works for
they have
them,
to
and I
do.
completely understand that.
Right, yeah, I
You know,
do too. I
there's-
just, if they could do something like that, if they could pick a day, if it's one day that just, if they have to, make it, where some of them are closed, because they have to have a day off.
Right.
But some businesses stay open because they got enough people that they can work it. But if they don't, then, I remember going to Herman one year. We took a train up there, me and some girls from work. And we got up there, we were so excited. got dropped off right there, train station and walked, I mean, it was just within walking distance. And we got in there and there, hardly anything was open that day. We didn't know it, we didn't check it out. I mean, we do it again, we definitely check it out.
Right.
But find out what's open and, or maybe that could be something that could be put on. Now, would you have to put that with your Airbnb, or is that something that the
Well, you know, I mean,
city would do
you know,
that?
like,
I mean, not city, but the, yeah, city.
No, I mean, with us, we're fully operational 7 days a week.
Okay, okay,
Good.
You can check in, we're on we have a thing on Airbnb, it's called Instabook. So,
oh, okay.
so if, let's say, for example, tonight, if you went on Airbnb right now, we're booked
Okay.
tonight. But if you went on Airbnb and we weren't booked, you can check in to our place up till 9 o'clock.
Oh,
Ooh, that's good.
So.
well, I'll be darned.
And we don't require any notice, because if we're not booked, we're ready.
You're ready, okay, I see
Okay,
what you're saying, yeah.
We're ready on an instant notice.
Okay, well, that's
So,
neat to know,
That's good to know.
Yeah,
but you can check your own stuff in. I like that idea.
yep. So, after you make you check in, you make the reservation, and then after you get the reservation information comes to us, and then Elizabeth will reach out to
Or
our
to
guests and then give you the check-in information with the code
Well, that
to get
is-
into
That's
to
neat.
get in.
I like that.
We are pet friendly. We do charge a $20 fee for a cleaning fee.
Right.
For pets. It's not per pet, it's just
A pet one-time thing.
one-time $20 fee. We let people come with up to 2 pets. We don't have a size restriction on dogs, because I love dogs. I'm a
Yeah.
dog lover myself. I know what it's like to travel with
Right.
dogs.
Right.
People are not sometimes friendly with people that have dogs, but we have plenty of room outside.
Right, that they could
That, they can walk the
walk
dog.
them and,
Our neighborhood that we live in is
Right,
very
I was gonna
walking
say,
friendly,
right.
because we're kind of on the path that
Absolutely.
people walk
You
from the
could just walk in.
hospital, and
right.
so,
Walk
yeah.
up and down the side, or those sidewalks, the different, streets.
Yep,
And, they can see that and, they can say, oh, I like this, or this is a neat little town, or look at that over there, or, it's just, and everything out there is really nice.
It is
The whole
beautiful.
area is really pretty out that way. And again, you're not that far away from anything.
No,
And
you're
our
not.
stores, Country Mart or Dollar General or
yeah, you
any
can
of
drop
those.
down the hill to
Abs-
Country Market.
There you go. Absolutely,
That's for sure.
absolutely. But, I just love to hear that, and then, and that's, I did hear a girl that was telling me, she had went, you had mentioned, you let them know kind of about what the area and that all. They had booked a place, she said it was really nice. Showing it in there. The only problem was when they got there, it wasn't in a good area. She said that the Airbnb was beautiful, she said, but they failed to tell us it was in this area. They stayed, and she said
Yeah.
everything was okay, but they, stayed together.
See, that's
and
that's the thing that you just don't know. Again, I'm there,
Right,
so I'm in charge of security.
right. So there you go, there you go.
But, I'm glad you brought that up, because we do have women that come for like ladies' weekends.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We've had
I was just
several
gonna say.
ladies
Yes.
that have come. We had, some friends, they've been friends for over 40 years,
Oh, my
and they
God.
stayed with us.
Oh, that's awesome.
And one of the comments was that they felt very safe being at our house.
Oh, that's awesome.
And again, when you're traveling, you're, ladies, and you're away from
Absolutely.
home.
Absolutely.
You wanna feel safe.
Safety, safety is an issue.
Absolutely.
It is.
And especially now,
So,
you know,
again, we like to meet our guests when they show up, so, and they know, and like I said, I'm usually home. I mean, one of the nice things about where I live is that, my next door neighbor is Missouri Highway Patrol.
oh, okay.
So, not only do you have me for
There
security,
you go, you
but
have a
my,
state
my
patrol.
neighbor, and,
That's
you know, I believe, you know what, you never know where you go.
Right.
But I believe
Right.
St. Genevieve is a very safe community,
Right. Yeah.
to be in.
Yeah,
I mean,
It is.
you know, I think our law enforcement does a very good job
Yes.
of, you know, keeping our community safe. And
yes, I do too.
Kudos to them, and,
I was born and raised in a little town, and it's about this size,
yeah,
and it's nice.
yes, it
Of
is.
course, I was raised around policemen. That's all that was in the family for centuries down.
And Elizabeth's father was a Michigan Highway Patrol,
Really?
so
Oh, my
retired
goodness.
Michigan Highway State Police.
That's,
But I love this little town.
Yeah.
yeah, it's, you know, the thing of it is, I remember my grandkids growing up, and so, were you here all your life?
No, I actually live in Festus, a little up the highway.
Oh, okay, so.
Which is really changing.
Yes, it is,
Festus is growing.
It is.
A lot of
Yeah.
new stuff going on.
Yes, there is.
yeah. And so, back, what was that, the 70s? No. Late 60s, maybe. I was trying to think how old I was back then. Anyway, so I remember going, and I told this to those guys, but coming through, so back in the days, we walked. I mean,
Oh,
we didn't
yeah.
have cars, we walked, and at night,
Right.
and we were kids. So, you know, we never walked by ourselves, but, so I lived up on Ridgeway, and all my friends would come to my house, and we'd all go to the show. Okay, the show was the Oris. And so we would come across, we go up by school, and then we'd come across, and it was always Punk and Balzer's funeral parlor. And in the cemetery out over there. Anyway, my sister had said, "Don't you dare go. You do not," she raised us, and she goes, "You do not go through that cemetery without asking Mr. Balser." So we didn't think nothing of it. We knocked on his door, and he was just as nice as could be. He said, "But now, I'm telling you, there's a path in there, and you make sure you stay on that path, because if you don't, you're going to be stepping on spirits." Well, let me tell you, there was 6 of us, and we were on that path.
You're on the straight and narrow.
And it was funny, because then we come down, and then we go with this, so, and I showed them that, and then right over here where the courthouse is, that used to be the fire station. And what else was that name, Marion? I can't remember. Oh my gosh, the fire station. Oh, the jail. And I remember we would walk downtown, just over here. Where am I at now? Oh, okay, so down farther, like in front of where Rural Mission is, right in that area. We'd walk down that way, and guys in the prison would be up on the bars, just looking out, hollering at us. Well, we learned quick not to walk that way anymore, but, we knew they weren't gonna get us. But, so, all the different things, and I took them around downtown and showed them different things, like the Oris, like I said, and then just some of those old things. My granddaughter said, "Mimo, I wish we could live one day." I said, and I am never anyone that can come back like that. I can't do that. I'm not fast enough. Anyway, I said, no, I don't think so. And they said, why? And I said, we never had phones. have phones in their hands, you know. Said, no, we didn't have phones. We
Those were
walked.
Those were the good old
Yeah,
days.
they were. And the kids played outside till, no, we did, my kids did,
Little
but.
kick the can and.
Oh, everything, you know, just the fun
Walk by the
times.
lake and throw a rock in.
And I'm not saying change isn't good. I know technology, I'm, you know, glad for all of that, especially, you know, stuff when you need it for especially, you know, healthcare and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, if you could just have a few of those things back. But St. Genevieve has got that history, and I think that's what's, you know, because down on Main Street, where Bella Ever After is, that used to be the gas station down there. So, you know, it's just, and look at our post
It
office.
took me a while for me to understand the layout of St. Genevieve.
I bet.
It's a layout.
But after I figured out what, you know, after, you know, understanding Highway 61, that was
Right.
the main route of travel.
It was.
So, you know, and after seeing the layout now, it makes perfect sense because, you know, people used to come off St. Mary's into downtown
Yes,
and then take Market Street out
out the other way.
the other way, out
Yeah.
to Highway 61. So all the gas stations were down here and all
Yeah.
that. So it made
All
perfect
those.
sense
And
after I
then-
figured out.
So you know, do you know where Cody Tees is? On
Yeah.
61? Okay, that used to be a, well, gas station, but that used to be a bus station.
Oh, really? So, you know, over the few years that I've been here, I'm a huge blues music fan,
Oh,
okay?
yes,
Um,
I,
So, the amount of people, to me, must have been amazing that traveled down this highway.
absolutely.
The musicians back in the day when Highway 55 was not open,
Oh.
this was the main travel.
Absolutely, and I remember those days because my husband was
So
in the
can you
Army.
imagine of all the people who have traveled through this town?
I know.
Oh, my gosh.
I
You
mean,
know,
literally famous musicians
Oh,
and
yes.
Absolutely.
all kinds of people.
absolutely. So
So
you know where
it's kind of
the,
amazing to me.
where, okay, you know, DJs, or no, it's, what is it, BP? Out across from Rhodes, that gas station. Okay, right next to it is that brown building. That used to be the Park and Eat. And back when I was young, I worked there. And I remember the couple that needed somebody to work evenings, said, I would get 95 cents an hour if I would work nights. Oh my gosh, did I jump on that? But it was during the summer and during the week, or weekends. And so it was probably 2 o'clock in the morning, somewhere around 2:30. Here comes this great, because 55 wasn't open.
Right.
So this great big bus come in, and I'm thinking, who is that out there? And this Gus, he was probably 70 then. Him and his wife were older. And anyway, I said, well, who is that? And Gus goes, well, Martha, that's Loretta Lynn. It was her bus. Oh, well, I was going out of my mind because I love Loretta Lynn.
Right,
So the guys
yeah.
come in, all of them were coming in. I couldn't wait for them to bring her in. Well, she never came in. I think there was 6 guys that came in and 1 girl. And I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait on them before I asked them these questions, you know. And I said, she's a big fan of mine. And at that time, I was only like 14, 15 maybe, at the 14, I guess it was. And I said, I love her music. And I said, can I go see her? And they said, oh, she was sleeping. Well, I could understand that. And I said, oh, I wish she would have been awake so I could at least see her.
We had a lot of famous
they
people
ate.
come through here.
They ate.
I'll bet.
Absolutely. They ate, they got ready to leave, and the one guy and this girl said, do you want to go out there? Do you really want to see her? And I said, I would love to see her. I really like to have her
Well, yeah.
autograph. So and I still have that. It's a fan with her picture on it, and she signed the back of it for me.
Oh, wow.
Wow, cool.
Okay, so that's been 100 years ago, no.
Yeah,
But
that
just to think, some
Hank
of those,
Williams thing on my, what was it? Oh, it's my income tax thing. I had taken it back and I didn't have anything. And I said, here, you put it across the top.
yeah, yeah.
Sign your taxes.
So, and I'm sure there's, not as, I don't know as many of them, but
bet
just
Zahia
because I
Lynn is
worked there,
some.
but all the people that, because it was, and when my husband, so
Yeah,
that,
country music stars. I mean,
absolutely, lots of them come
Oh,
up
yeah.
and
No,
down.
it's kind of funny, I'll keep it short, but, my dad was a big country music
Uh-huh.
fan, because my dad was from Lincoln, Arkansas.
Okay,
But anyway, when I was growing up, I think I was maybe 10 years old. My dad took us, when we lived in Chicago, my dad took us to see Buck Owens and the Buckaroos. And they had this new guy playing with him, his name was Roy Clark.
yes, Roy.
And I mean, I remember seeing them, I mean, they were so good. I mean, it
Yes.
made a huge impression
Yes.
on me when I was young.
Oh, yes.
But, I mean, they were huge music talents.
Oh, yes, big ones.
Yeah, of course, when I was young, I mean, I really had no idea, but I mean, now, knowing what a great guitarist Roy Clark was.
Right.
I mean, and, I mean, and the music talents of Buck Owens
Absolutely.
that was quite a
Yes,
show. That was
it
my
was.
first
It
show I got
was.
to see.
I know.
I mean, that was a big deal. But
Was that up in St. Louis?
that was in Chicago.
In
Oh.
Chicago,
Mhm.
yeah.
I went up to St. Louis when Charlie Pride was just coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie Pride was up there, and Loretta Lynn was with him, and Conway,
Twitty.
Conway,
Mhm.
yeah.
Johnny,
Cash.
John-
no, it wasn't Johnny Cash,
The Man in Black.
Johnny Rodriguez or something like that.
Oh,
But I got to see them, so. And I got to see the Son of the Pioneers, and that was a long time ago. That was a Western.
yeah,
I know them.
yeah.
I was
So,
a
I seen the Sons
teenager.
of the Pioneers in Colorado.
Son of the Pioneers.
Yeah, because they played at the Flying W Ranch.
They were from Illinois.
Yep. So they used to come to Colorado and play with the Flying W Wranglers.
They were good.
They were very good. So I got to see them. The Flying W Ranch burned in a wildfire in 2017. But when I first moved to Colorado, I got to see, them there, and it was a
That's
great
neat.
place because it was like a chuck wagon dinner.
Uh-huh.
And the Flying W Wranglers played, and the Sons of the Pioneers in the early days, which was
Oh,
really.
my
Yes.
gosh.
And you know what? I still listen, believe it or not, I still listen to their music on Spotify, because you can pull up their music on Spotify.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, my God, I just love their music.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's old country music right
yes.
there.
Oh, they were really good.
But,
They were really
just to
good.
think of the difference, and the Oris was a bus station too. So just to think that was like the cut rate. It was like,
Yours Theater is such a cool,
it's so,
such a great venue for the community to have there
Oh,
for the
yes.
concerts. And
oh, yes, it is, isn't it? That
Yeah.
is really
Yeah.
neat.
we had a
It's
couple
good.
of bands stay with us that played at the Oris last year for their,
Oh,
some of the musicians stayed there,
well, that's neat.
so.
I hope they keep that theater going.
I think
Somebody
they will.
told me we had, and do you know how many, somebody told me we had like 10 Airbnbs in town?
Oh, I think there's way more than that.
Really?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot.
I didn't realize that.
I really don't know how many there
Right.
are, but there's a lot of new ones,
Okay,
and they keep coming,
yeah.
so.
Well,
But that's a good thing.
well, it is, because, a lot of people don't like to go to, I'll tell you what, I'm one of the people that, if I have to go to a motel, hotel, whatever, I have a hard time going. And sometimes you have to go when, like, there's a big, like, when we go to Kansas, when we go for a school board conference last year, we were leaving, and the Chiefs was playing, the Packers were playing, and all kinds of people were coming in, and some of them were there the night before, and they had kids and all this stuff. Sometimes it's busy.
Yeah, and that's a nice thing about that, our place is pretty quiet.
Yes,
The only real ruckus at our house is about 9:30 in the morning when the mailman comes.
Oh, really?
Our dogs.
Your dogs bark.
Our dogs bark when the mailman comes about 9:30. Other than that, it's
Well,
pretty
in
quiet.
other words,
good.
they can, I have some people coming from Illinois that like to come down for the Jury Fest, and they can just call this number?
Yeah, that's my direct number. They can call me.
Okay,
Yeah, and we can,
because my son, like, they want to come down for Jury Fest, and they miss it every year. Maybe this year something won't come up, we can come down.
but yeah, that's a busy weekend.
Oh, I know it is.
So, in different Airbnbs, they have a lot of, some have a lot of restrictions, some have no restrictions, some have a lot of rules. I mean, you have to have some rules in
Right,
place.
right.
Yes, you
right.
do.
We're a no smoking facility,
Yes,
so,
that's good.
I mean, if you wanna go smoke in your car, I can't stop you from doing
Right.
that, but, I mean, definitely
But
no
not
smoking inside the house.
And that's good. I would want that.
Well, my son is trying to quit smoking, and he does not smoke in my house.
Yeah,
He
Well-
walks out the door and has a cigarette.
Yeah, even, I'm a non-smoker, but my mom smoked till the day she died. A couple people, when my mom went into a nursing home in her end years,
oh.
the lady at the
Smoke.
nursing home, she's like, well, your mom's gonna have to quit smoking, and I was like, yeah, good luck with that. You can tell her, and a couple weeks later, she goes, your mom can smoke outside if she wants to.
Outside.
And I'm like, yeah, I figured,
gonna
I
say.
figured she would have her way with me.
I wonder if we could put this on that thing, and Charlie, I was wondering if I put this up here on this little screen thing
Here.
here. You got a bigger one? Oh,
Well,
you got it,
no.
okay.
I don't know if that'll,
Yeah, we want to put,
And I think it was, let me get it, I think,
we want to put this one
Have
up
it.
too when we get to
there we
talking
go.
about it.
Yeah.
all right, that's enough about,
Oh, no, I don't mean enough, but I want to get
is that?
your information
Yeah, I
out.
don't know if you can zoom in.
We'll
on
see
that.
that. Charlie, if you can zoom in on this, we have
This one will go easy.
Oh, boy.
his name and
Here,
address.
let's put yours.
Oh, there we go, ready to go.
Okay, there he goes, he's putting it, or he's looking. There's, can you see it? I think he's trying to,
That's good, get them both up there. Mm-hmm. That's good. Yeah, so I'll just tell them, but I'll tell them to try it, think about it a week ahead of time and call in.
Well, you might wanna, on that.
oh, no, you're booking it.
Yeah, you might wanna,
months and-
on something like that, you might wanna,
Oh, especially
wait.
during
Take
the
your spot,
fest, you'd
yeah.
almost want to do a year
Yeah.
in event,
we're not booked yet
right,
for Tour de Fête. but
Right.
You might wanna,
right.
Well,
you might
it's
wanna
getting that,
think
see,
about it.
it's getting that time
Yeah,
where people are starting to
Dean,
look
I'm
around.
gonna be honest with you, I would blotch this up if I tried to read this.
Well, so
Do you
glad that
do you wanna, do your name, your address, and phone number? Do you wanna do that now?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's La Fleur de Lis, so that's French
Yes,
for the lily flower. And our address is 555 Cedar Lane in St. Genevieve, Missouri, right here in beautiful St. Gen.
And that's a nice district.
Yeah.
Yep, right here in the Rosier subdivision, close to everything.
everything, highway and downtown.
Yeah, whatever you want to do here, I mean,
Right,
It's hard
Like
not to
walking
be in the
us.
middle of everything in St. Genevieve because it's,
yeah.
right.
it's
You-
a
you
situation
wanna-
I think is
You wanna give
wonderful.
your phone number?
Sure. My direct number is 719-671-7062. That's a Colorado number, but, with cell
Hey,
phones.
don't change, absolutely.
Yeah, I've really thought about changing my number, but that would, I've had that number for so long.
Right.
So it's,
I wouldn't.
My daughter hasn't changed hers
it
and
either.
she
part of
moved
me,
here from
so I
South
guess I'm-
Carolina.
yeah, it's gonna stay, so.
and She
So
hasn't
do you,
changed hers. So.
so, okay, so the website would just be airbnb.com.
Yeah, just Airbnb.
Okay.
You know, you can download the app. You know, there's an app like everything.
Oh,
Airbnb
okay.
has an app.
Okay.
You know,
And they could
Okey-doke.
get on that. All right.
Thank you.
you bet. Thank you.
Well,
Appreciate
thank you,
it.
Dean.
You bet.
Yes.
Yeah, you had a lot of information.
Absolutely. You're more than welcome to stay, or if you have to leave, then you can.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
stay. And
then we're going to go ahead
I just
and,
won't say anything.
no,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
we
you
still have
can once in a
time.
while.
If there's something that you think of that you want us to know, let us know after she's done, and we can go with that. All right, Miss Shirley, you're here on behalf of the
The Center for Life.
Center for Life.
Yes.
I keep looking at the banquet for
I know,
life,
this is
and
about
I
our
couldn't get
banquet.
center out. So would you like to tell us a little bit about what you're here for?
Oh, what I am here for is to make people aware of our Banquet for Life. It's coming up on April 20th. And this is our biggest fundraiser of the year. This is how we support our work. You know, the Center for Life operates 2 pregnancy resource centers, one in St. Genevieve and one in Perryville. And we help women who have unexpected pregnancies. And so how we finance that is largely through our banquet.
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't
it'll
know
be
that.
April 20th at the Bloomsdale Knights of Columbus at 6:30 p.m. It is free of charge, but there is obviously an opportunity to make a gift during
Right.
the evening.
Right.
And I think it's going to be a wonderful evening. We have 1111 catering it, so we'll have a very good meal. And we will have as our guest speaker Sidna Massey. And Sidna Massey is a woman who, when she was a college student at a Christian college, had an abortion. And she now operates a healing ministry for women who've had that experience. Yeah, so I think she has a very good story to tell.
Well, that's good to hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Somebody's, a real, true story from
Yes.
somebody. That's, you know, it's not me telling you or you telling me, it's her telling her story.
Her experience
So
and how
that's-
it affected her through her life and how she healed and learned to help others heal.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about the Center for Life.
Well, we have our 2 pregnancy centers, options for women. And of course, our main thing that we focus on is helping the women with unplanned pregnancy. So we have pregnancy tests, ultrasounds, and options counseling. So we can talk to her about what her options are. Of course, our hope is that she is going to choose life.
Right.
But we also do other things to support moms. We have classes on a wide variety of topics. You know, if she wanted to take a class on pregnancy and labor and delivery, if this is her first baby, classes on parenting, how to have a healthy relationship, life skills like how to set up a budget.
Okay.
Yeah, just a wide, pretty much anything you could think of, we probably have a class on it.
Okay, so you have that at the building?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay.
And everything we do is free of charge to our clients. And the other way that we help parents is with baby things, mostly diapers. We're very well known in town for a source of diapers and baby wipes. So if you ever hear someone saying, hey, I need diapers for my baby and I don't have enough money, send them to us, that's what we do.
Oh, okay.
They can come in once a week and get a package of diapers.
Oh, my goodness, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. And we also have other things besides the diapers. Everything we give away is donated to us.
Okay.
So, you know, we have baby clothes and blankets. We have some baby equipment like car seats, things like that. We also have some personal care and household supply items. You know, there are a lot of things you can't buy with food stamps. So even
Right.
if someone receives food stamps, you can't buy things like toilet paper or
Right.
shampoo or soap.
Right.
You know, so we try to help with things like that their food stamps don't cover.
Yeah.
And we also have some food.
Oh, okay.
And that's one of the things that surprised us last year was the first year that we really offered much in the way of food. And the need was greater than we realized.
Really?
We went through the food pretty quickly.
I'll be darned. So these girls, do they have somewhere to go, somewhere to live?
Most are not homeless, although we occasionally
Well, I
come across a
yeah,
homeless young
I
woman.
guess I didn't, yeah, I never thought about it being homeless. But, so these girls can be living with their parents, or they could be living with relatives or something, or
Yes.
friends.
Yeah,
They're just in need.
yeah.
Okay.
We have women in all different situations.
Okay,
It's like a sports support system.
Yes, absolutely, and we are there to be a support
Right.
to her. You know, if there's a woman who's struggling with something, maybe it's about her pregnancy or her relationship or an addiction issue.
Right.
We are there to be a support for her, and she can come in anytime she needs to, and just have someone to talk to. A friend,
that's
someone who
good.
won't judge.
Right,
That's nice.
that
That's
Yeah.
nice
it
to
is,
have for-
to know that.
Absolutely.
You know, I remember when it first opened, I don't know what I was on some kind of board or something, that I was able to go and tour it.
Oh, did you?
Yes, and it was really nice then, but that's been years ago. It was right, probably maybe a couple months after it opened.
Really?
Yeah, so it's been there for a while.
Yeah.
Now it's out on
We're on Kiefer Street here in
Kiefer
St.
Street,
Jen.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, in our location in Perryville is on Kings Highway across from the dollar store.
Oh, okay,
But that is also another thing, anyone who wants to is welcome to come in and just take a little tour of our center, and kind of gives you a better feel of,
Right.
of the kind of
I know
work
what
we do.
you're
If you
doing.
come in
Yes.
and take a little tour, we have a nurse on our staff, and she splits between our locations. She's at St. Genevieve 2 days a week and Perryville 2 days a week. And so she does the ultrasounds for us.
oh, okay.
And so adding a nurse to our staff has just been a tremendous difference
I
in being
bet.
able to offer ultrasounds.
That is neat. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I wasn't aware of that, but, so these girls can just, it's just somebody that they can talk to.
Absolutely.
And what's your hours?
We are open from 9 to 4, Monday through Thursday.
Okay. Now, just say that they needed you, something came up, or they were just, something just struck them or whatever. Is there an emergency contact that they can get a hold of someone?
They can use our texting number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have a
Okay.
texting number that they
Okay.
can call and reach somebody.
Okay, okay, just in case they would just, and not that it would be often, but, you know,
No,
just.
it's not often
Yeah.
that we have someone in an
Right.
emergency situation, but, sometimes over the weekend.
Yeah.
Something like that will
Something
happen.
could come up and.
Absolutely.
You just, I need, and say they're with their parents or just with friends or whoever they're living with. Maybe it's something that triggered something and they don't want to talk to them about it.
Yes,
But they just want to talk to somebody and just help them out a little bit.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need someone to talk to who will just sit and listen.
Yes.
Sometimes girls will say to me, well, if I tell this to my friends, they'll jump in and they'll give me this advice and
Oh,
that advice.
yes. Right.
Well, you should do that.
Right.
And, we are much more just to sit and listen and not be judging. Not that we wouldn't perhaps have a piece of advice.
Right.
But we listen first.
Right. And that's a good thing. They need that first.
We all need that.
Absolutely, we do. Anybody could have that.
I think that's what, a lot of people don't realize that, when you get into sometimes situations where you're getting over your head, seeking good counsel from people that have been in situations,
Right.
before, it was nice to be able to talk to somebody and get good counsel. from,
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's,
people.
Yes, and sometimes someone on the outside can give you some good counsel, whereas if you're in the middle of something, it seems so chaotic and
Right.
overwhelming we've all been in that situation before. I'm in
Right.
the middle of something, I can't even think clearly. And
Right.
someone on the outside sometimes can help you
Yeah.
Right.
slow down and,
just breathe a little bit.
breathe.
Everything's gonna
Absolutely.
be okay, we're gonna make sure this takes place, and I think the neat thing is if something comes up, you guys would even have like contacts for
Yes.
them to go to, or.
We make referrals to other
Okay.
organizations in town, absolutely.
And like for, their care, their doctor care, do you guys help them find a doctor?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have a list of doctors that
Oh, that's awesome.
they can find here in town.
Right.
Most people who are native to town know who the doctors
Right.
in town are. But,
That's
if someone's
But
not,
you-
it can be helpful to them. And sometimes the doctors change.
Right, right.
I have a question for you, because I'm a man. But I've never really been in a situation where I could ask. But I know that you probably are just dealing with a young woman. And I mean, do you ever have like a young couple come in together saying, we need help? I mean,
Occasionally.
because it
Oh,
seems,
man,
because it seems like
absolutely.
it's only a
Right.
woman's problem.
Right,
And it's never,
right. The guys,
it's never I mean,
Or a
I don't know,
couple.
just speaking from
right,
my point, because,
because you are.
like when I was raised, we were,
Yeah,
You were gonna stand up to your obligations.
right, right.
So, I just was wondering if do you ever see?
We do occasionally, but most of the time it is the woman coming in by
It's just
herself.
a woman by herself
Yes.
with all of the burden.
Yeah, she's got all the burden, all the
Okay,
responsibility.
so she doesn't have the relationship with the person.
She may or may not
May
be in
not,
a
but-
relationship with
Right,
him.
right.
But often he's not helping carry
He's not helping that.
But she's the one who has all the,
all
Stuff on her
shoulders.
shoulder.
everything up on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I talked to a mom today who came in and she is in that situation. She has a little one at home and she's pregnant again. And she was talking about how baby daddy doesn't really do anything to help her. And, that's one of the reasons she comes to us.
right,
She was needing help with diapers and things like that.
right, right.
Because, he wasn't sharing the responsibility.
I wonder how that happened. I mean, what happened to society where,
That's a good question, isn't it?
you can, I mean,
You're right.
everything, life happens with all of us.
Absolutely,
And I think it's how you stand up to your life's obligations. I mean, like you said, no matter how you deal with them, but you have to address them. I mean, I've always thought that a decision, whether it was right or wrong, was better to make it than left it unmade.
right,
Because if you make a great decision, that's fine, but if you make a bad decision, I always thought it was a great learning tool.
right, right.
It didn't come out the way I thought, but you know what, I certainly learned a lot from
learned
that
from it.
lesson.
Absolutely.
But I don't know, from my point of view, I really feel sorry for these young ladies that are left with a burden with
Right.
a young man who should be standing next,
Yes.
Absolutely.
because I know that they weren't standing alone when.
Yes, when this all started,
When
weren't they?
it all started,
Yes.
you're right, you're right,
know,
absolutely.
And you would hope that they were raised by it.
Right, well, that's true, and it's so nice to know that we have
Yeah,
you in town, that, that somebody, that they can talk to somebody.
Absolutely.
Because there could be a lot more of the, why, I don't know, I can't take care of this baby, what am I gonna do? And then they'll go look for that place to,
They have a place to go, to come to,
Absolutely.
and that's important. They never used to have that. Because in the earlier days, in the days, mother and father shunned them, and that was
Yes.
it.
yeah.
They got, they didn't get all this support. And here you're giving these girls a chance.
Yeah, that is our hope. We want to encourage her to continue her pregnancy, whether she chooses to parent or whether she chooses to make an adoption plan. We do have some young women who make that choice. And we just want to be there to encourage her to continue, that she can do this. A lot of times they're very scared.
Right.
And in a panic when they come in. And but you can do it. Other women have done this,
Absolutely.
you can do this.
Yeah, it is, I guess, it's very very overwhelming
wonderful.
for,
It can be.
Overwhelming.
young person or any
right,
person of any age, if you're,
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
your first
They need
child.
that.
Get your first child and you,
They need that guidance.
They do.
It's wonderful that they have a place to go to.
Well, thank
and there's a lot of, I'm sure there's a lot of families out there that would support them.
There are.
But, for the kids that didn't have the family to begin with,
Yes.
then what do they do? Where do they turn to? Who do I go to? I mean, okay, I'm pregnant, what do I do? I don't know anything. I don't know where I'm gonna go. I don't know how I'm gonna raise it. I don't know
Yes.
where I'm gonna get the food. I don't know any of that. But if they have somebody, I always, I don't have kids that are in, but I've dealt with kids that,
Yes.
have had situations and, a big part of it is they just want somebody to talk to. And, but in your situation, I mean, not your situation, in your field, you're capable of telling them where they can go, what they can do, their options.
Yes.
Where I couldn't tell them options because I wasn't in certain, I mean, I wouldn't know what to tell them, but I talked with them. Anytime you want to talk to me, talk to me. I just felt that at least if they talked.
Yes.
It was,
That's a good sign.
So do you have to be like a certain age to come to you? I mean, can you,
A minor can come to us and have complete confidentiality. So if her parents called and said, was Susie at the center, and we couldn't tell them.
oh,
So everybody has complete confidentiality. So we have had, a few high school girls come in.
well, that's good.
And so, yeah, I'm glad they have somewhere to go if they feel,
Absolutely.
hey, I'm scared, I think I might be pregnant.
Right,
One, we can help them know right away if they are
Right.
pregnant with the pregnancy
Right.
test. So maybe it's just a false scare.
right,
But, we can also help them think through, okay, how am I gonna tell mom and dad,
Right.
How's
right.
this gonna work?
Right.
so you guys really have your hands full?
Some days, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it can be pretty, I mean, yeah, if you have a minor that's having to have a discussion with their parents about what has
Absolutely.
transpired, I guess.
Right.
Is that, I mean, some of the kids that I talked with, I would go home, I would take it back home with me, not home and talk to my husband, or nothing like that. But I'd go home and I wouldn't think of it right away, but if I was sitting down,
Yeah.
or if I was reading, or if I was doing something, that would pop in my head, and I would think, oh my gosh, those poor kids,
Yes.
come live with me, I'll take care of you.
I know.
I never said that, but but you think, my kids are grown, I can take care of these kids. Well, that's not the answer. You need to help those kids,
Yeah.
they could be 17, they could be, well, I don't know, 16, 17, they can be that age. But if you've got somebody to guide them, or if they have somebody that they know that they can trust and work, granted, they may not want to do that, but I knew two girls that I really, really worked with. It's like, you guys, you can give those kids up for adoption.
Yes. That is definitely an option.
That, and I had no right, but I said that's better than abortion.
Absolutely.
That's not that's not my job to tell them that, but that was my belief. Don't. I mean, there's so many people out there that can have kids that want them, and all you have to do is,
Yeah.
think about that. Think about that in your long run. I have a friend, she's a friend, but her daughter, I think she's had 3 kids. She had 3 kids of her own. A lady, I can't remember where she's from, where this lady's from, or this other young lady's from, but she can't have kids. So this girl is going, it's out of state. I for the life of me, can't remember where it was at. But anyway, out of state, and she's going to be, what do they call the women that carry the
A
babies?
surrogate?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I forgot what it was.
Yeah, mhm.
Forgot what it was. And so she went to this meeting, there was like, I think she said there was 26 young women, or women that had their kids, and are surrogate mothers. Because these other people could never have kids, and there was all kinds of reasons, there was 3 or 4 of them, she said it was out of the country. Now, you'd think that there was plenty of them on the other side of the country that they could do that with, but, it's just so nice to know that we have that.
Yes.
People just need to, and people like us need to get that out. Say, you do know, or tell people that we know.
Absolutely.
If you know that this is going on, and if you know anybody, please let them go, or tell them to go
Yes.
here and talk. Just for those girls.
Absolutely.
They're scared to death. So, maybe if we could just be their advocate for them.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And, so that's one of the reasons we do what we do. We
Yes.
want people to be aware that we're in the community, so that, if you come across a scared young lady, you know where to refer.
Yes. Because it doesn't always have to be that scary. I mean, sure, your first baby, I don't care how old you are.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be, you're older though, then it's not near as bad, but if you're a young teenager, it is scary.
It is.
Well, I've been reading, about how, difficult in America it is even just having children. A lot of mothers have a lot of difficulties and, just, it's kind of alarming that in our country that we don't get better health care
Right.
for women,
Yes.
that are delivering babies.
It is.
And one of the efforts that's underway in Missouri is they're trying to, right now a woman has Medicaid after she gives birth for 60 days. They're trying to extend that for a year, and I think that's really a
think-
good idea, because if a woman has something,
yes.
let's say she has something like postpartum depression,
Right.
she
Right.
would need time to get treatment for that.
Right.
Yeah, it's something that
Right.
doesn't come up right away,
Yeah.
it's.
That is
Oh, I
great.
didn't know that, that's.
There's a bill in the U.S. Legislature now, they're trying to get that passed, so I am really hopeful for that one.
So all we need to do is talk to our legislators, right?
Yeah.
So do you
Support of
have,
that.
I mean, I know probably like mental health care along with being pregnant is probably a big deal as well, huh?
Can be, yeah. So we can make referrals, like, for example, to community counseling or organizations like that.
So when you recommend stuff like that, is it free to those girls?
Well, I think community counseling is,
There-
from what I
okay.
understand. It may be on a income
Right.
sliding
Although
scale.
Okay,
I'm not exactly sure on that.
okay,
But,
according to income.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, most of our clients, I would say about 90% of them live in poverty, without many resources, so.
That's, I'm sure that there's a lot of things that come up during the day that are probably, it's probably a heartbreaking situation a lot of times, but yeah, it's a great community.
Yeah, this is a good community. There are a lot of resources here for such a small town. There are a lot of resources here.
So you have two
2 locations.
so one here and one
One
here.
here.
So if there's kids that are from Festus or say Farmington, are they allowed to come?
Yes, they
Okay,
are.
so anybody?
Yes, we occasionally see that. Sometimes people, I don't want to go into the one in my community because I might see someone I know.
Right.
So I'll go a county over. So we occasionally see that.
I could see that.
That's also why both of our centers are set up where our parking lot's in the back and the entrance is in the back. That way, if a
Oh.
woman doesn't want anyone to know she's coming to see us, she parks her car in the back, nobody sees it, nobody sees
Right.
her come in. So we try to provide the best we can as far as privacy.
Right. That's good. Well, dear, is there anything else that we haven't asked you or that,
Well, let me just say how you can register for
I
the
was just gonna
banquet.
yes, yes.
Because we're very excited, hopefully people would want to come and share in the evening and learn a little bit about our organization. They can do it in 2 ways. They can call, and that number's 573-883-2088, or they can go on our website, which is centerforlifemo.org. That's M-O as in Missouri. So centerforlifemo.org under the events tab, and register online. Either way will work.
so are you selling tickets for this banquet? Do they sell tickets for it?
We don't really have tickets, but they do need to register ahead of time. Because
Okay.
we do usually reach, the last few years, we've reached capacity. 350 is our top that we can fit into the
Yes,
room.
yes.
And the last few years, we reached that. So don't wait till the last day to register.
Right. So basically to go, that's what you need to do?
Yes,
You need to register?
need to register ahead of time.
Okay, all right. And the dinner is in Bloomsdale?
Yep, at the Knights of Columbus in Bloomsdale.
Okay. And it's no cost to
No
them?
cost.
But if you'd like to donate, that would be great.
Of course, yeah. We are hopeful that someone might be moved to make a donation to
Right,
support our work.
Right, and that's what it's for, to
Yes.
support the work for the,
Not just a free dinner.
no.
Yes, no.
not just free dinner. And you're gonna have a great speaker.
Yes, I'm really excited about Sidna Massey coming. I've gotten to
Sidna
hear her before myself, and she's just amazing. Her speaking and some of the points she makes, like how many of the women who choose abortion are in our churches. Most women who've had an abortion have been to church sometime that month, we have this idea of what kind of women choose abortion. It's women all across the
Right,
board who
right.
just are in a panic.
Right, and it's not, I mean, you could be the best, I don't want to use any religion, but a churchgoer, put it that way.
Yes.
Somebody that's at church all the time and a good moral family and all that, it happens.
Yeah.
But you could still, I mean, you need to have that person. And as far as this, I guess what I'm trying to say is the money that they're doing is helping you, the Center for Life, help those kids.
Yes.
So to me, that's an amazing thing. And again, if anybody wants to donate,
Yes.
they can donate anything for the kids.
Yes, things like diapers and wipes, baby blankets and baby clothes. We take children's clothes up to 3T and maternity clothes.
Okay,
So yeah, if anybody has anything, that they no longer need, their children have outgrown them, we'd be happy to take their donations.
okay. So it could be used or new?
Yes,
New or used,
absolutely.
Okay. Good, or slightly more torn.
Yeah.
torn
Gently used
more.
is what we
Gently.
would say.
Slightly, I was coming, I'm telling you, I am not thinking tonight. But it's just good to know. We have these amazing Airbnbs in town, and we have this wonderful, just an amazing Center for Life to help these girls with what they need. So the Banquet for Life is April 20th, 23, 6:30 p.m. at Bloomsdale Knights of Columbus.
Yes.
And then make sure you register for this. I'm excited, and you guys, I'm telling you, I'm so excited that I was here tonight to hear all this. This was really good stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting us come.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you.
absolutely.
Very good.
Well, did you guys have anything else that you wanted to say, or?
Boy, I think that's it. Yeah,
I think
it's
we
almost
did
at
a
my
good.
bedtime.
I know. Well, if there's not anything else, we can, thank you very much for being here, and
We thank
Charlie?
you
Thank you, ladies,
for all the
appreciate it.
information.
thank you, and Charlie, we're finished. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thank you very much.